Hey, it's Fort with Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
this is going to be a controversial. Some people are not going to like this.
Some people are going to be mad.
It's best to ignore a girl's social media.
It really is. It'll make you nuts.
And there will be one caveat in here that Bunny will cover. So I unfortunately see a lot of guys like getting all ganked up about like what's the ideal girl, and it'll say no social media, and you're like, but is it realistic?
Well, and not to mention the fact that if she doesn't have social media, how are you going to meet her? Because quite honestly, most of these meetings these days aren't done in bars. They're done in social media circles or online dating circles. And a girl who doesn't do social media probably isn't going to do a whole heck of a lot of online dating either.
Well, she's not going to have many friends, which means she's going to be a weird girl. Your average normal girl is going to have social media because she's just like Bunny says. Even these guys, and this is the second thing, don't worry about how many followers she has. I mean, if she's sitting at 1 million, 2 million, that's her job.
Right.
That's a career. But if has 10,000 or 5,000, that's a normal local girl.
That could be any girl who went to college, was in a sorority, was social, has, maybe is a real estate agent. There are so many different types of girls who could easily have 5,000 friends, followers, whatever.
Yeah.
And be a completely great, loyal human being as a partner.
And with this, and I also say this even about the girls that it's a big part of their business life. You got to understand, girls are not all. Some of these girls, it messes with their head. I mean, they believe they're a celebrity.
Yeah.
A Kardashian or whoever. But for most girls, they don't even think about this stuff. It's like a girl in her career. She's really just a girl. The career just happened. I mean, the social media following, if you ask her how it happened, she'll say, I don't know.
Yeah.
They just started liking my stuff.
Yeah.
There was no plan or business,
No.
There's never any intent. She's just like,
very rare.
Yeah. I mean, then this guy called me and said he could help me out with it, and that's what we do. There's no, it's not how she doesn't wake up in the morning and that's her thing. You can kind of tell some of those. Bunny and I have talked about that. Some that you can tell it's driving her husband insane.
Right.
Because they want to be an influencer.
Yeah.
But in general, till you talk to them, you won't know.
Right. Right.
And again, girls are going to put up whatever they put. But think about how often you think about social media when you're just out and about. Not at all. When you travel, most people doesn't even cross their mind.
Now, are you talking social media across the board or specific types?
All of it.
Oh,
in general. I mean, in general, I like what I've noticed with people that travel, even people that are on Twitter a lot, they'll be like, oh, I haven't been on for a week or two. I was traveling for business.
Yeah.
They're not even on social media.
No.
Because it throws, you don't even think about it. And I think that's the interesting thing, because I've talked to other people that are on it heavy, and they're like, when they're out of pocket, or say a family member gets sick.
Yeah.
They're like, I completely forgot about it. I didn't think about it, But we're talking, these big three are about girls that you're just dating casually, plates, girls that you don't have a high investment in. Girlfriends, there's one caveat to it.
Yeah.
And what would that be, Bunny?
Well, okay. Girlfriends, wives, anybody that you're actually in real relationship with, I would say, number one, don't get hinked up about what she likes of other people's or what other people are liking her stuff. Don't worry about it. Even if they're commenting and saying, oh, so pretty, oh, you're so beautiful, whatever. The only thing that you need to be concerned about, or maybe that's even putting it too strongly, have an actual real discussion with her about it, is if she's posting sexy stuff, and she's not like a lingerie model or something like that, if she's posting provocative images, and is also, oftentimes that goes in hand with not really exposing the fact that you're in the picture. So if she's doing a lot of kind of sexy stuff, sexy, sensual, sexual stuff, and not showing that you are in the picture, that's the red flag. Not what she's liking, and not who's liking her stuff or commenting on her stuff.
You have to keep yourself out of, I mean, people have been murdered.
Seriously.
Over some dude liking or making a positive comment on a girl's thirst trap.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend snaps.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, so you just have to stay, because it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's truly insane. You have to kind of like separate yourself out and not worry, you know, just let it go.
Well, and maybe one important point to remind your girl is social media is not real.
Yeah.
Social media is not real life.
Nope.
And then maybe she will take it less
seriously.
Because, I mean, one thing that you were saying earlier about, like, when they travel, people kind of get off. That may be true of men. Women tend to post more when they're out doing stuff, because women post, well, that goes a little bit against what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, that's okay.
Women post more when they're doing fun stuff.
Right.
Because that's all that women want to share.
Right.
Is the fabulous side of their life, not the laundry or not the dishes.
They want to post at 10 p.m. when they're drinking their 5th glass of wine.
Yeah.
And there's shit all over the counter.
Exactly.
And the kids are still up.
Yeah. So, you know, but as far as your, you know, concerns, whether what your girl is posting on social media, if you're not in a real relationship, if she's a plate, if she's a fuck buddy, if she's a friend with benefits, if she's a social circle girl that you wish you got to know better, then you do not pay any attention. It's a waste of your valuable time to pay any attention to her social media.
Yeah. And one friend of ours who is prolific, these girls will take pictures at his place, and it's a very unique place, and they would post them, and then other girls would get mad because they've got because they've got the same
they location
picture.
Tag it. Well, that's how we are too. Like our balcony is a really prominent area, and people are like, "Oh, you live there," you know. So it's very recognizable in our neck of the woods.
But what I see guys getting all overly concerned with social media, and they project things, and they're worried about. And unless you're in a relationship with her, and it's actually causing problems, you know, it's truly the problem causer, you can ignore it.
Yeah,
it's one less thing you should be concerned with.
Men have enough on their minds. You don't need stuff that doesn't really matter in the real world.
No, and I've always agreed. Even though I have a brick and mortar business that is dependent upon me being on social media. Yeah. And then Twitter is social media for better or for worse. Social media is feminine. You know, Facebook is feminine. Instagram is very feminine. There's a lot of couples I know. The girls on social media constantly. The man, he can't work his phone. Right. He's got a flip phone. You know, I mean.
Or he might as well.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a plumbing supply company that isn't even on the internet, you know, barely. So, you know, it's mostly girls.
Well, like we've got a man and wife couple personal training clients, and they're both dentists. They're both very high-end, accomplished dentists. They both have social media teams to run their social media, and that's for business and even a little bit for personal stuff. She'll post stuff on her own as well. He never gets on it. I'll be like, "Oh, I loved that picture you posted." He's like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah.
Yeah, he'll look at
He just laughs. He
doesn't have any idea.
He's like, "Oh, my team did that." You know, it's just and that's the way that most successful men handle social media.
This is a phrase that's never come out of most men's mouth. Hey, let's all take a picture. you're not going to see that from a lot of like super successful. The only caveat is
take a selfie.
there's pretty sharp, higher ranking guys that they'll do that. Let's all get a picture because it conveys that it's as important to him as it is to them.
Right.
You know, it's a very smooth move on his part.
It's true,
you know?
but it's very much more of a business move, and that's
Yeah.
where men use social media.
Yeah, if you have to.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise, you know, you're invisible, and that's fine. But that's where we're at. That's what I really wanted to convey is, in general, just ignore it.
Yeah.
If she doesn't have any, she's probably a little weird. It's probably Amish. I mean, I see a lot of it. You know, guys are like, "What's a perfect girl?" She's a virgin, which means she's going to be terrible in bed, and she has no social media, which means she's a mental case.
Yeah,
you know?
she has no friends and no social
Yeah.
acumen.
Yeah, she's not actually.
It's like, oh, this sounds like a terrible idea.
I know. It's just.
But that's a whole other podcast. We've even done a podcast on virgins being overrated.
Yeah.
But if you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you are running into relationship challenges, if you've got a 33-year marriage that seems to be going down the drain, if you have been with a girl for 3 years and you don't really want to marry her, but you don't really want to break up with her, if you have a girl who thinks she's a social media influencer and is posting all the time and it's driving you fucking batty, all of these are good reasons to reach out to Fort Worth and or I and schedule a consult. Let's get past this. Let's move you in the right direction and come up with some real solutions to the relationship challenges that you are having, whatever they are. We want you to win. Bye.